Welcome back to Hartley Vale B for the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2022. This is the big clash that everybody's been waiting for. It is the host South Africa in the white and green up against the mighty powerhouse Netherlands, the Dutch side, in the blue and orange, the famous blue and orange. The South Africans, they will want to avenge a 2-0 defeat to Germany yesterday and look to get their tournament underway. And it will be a stiff challenge though up against this very powerful Dutch side. But we do know that the South Africans, buoyed by the home support, they will do everything in their power to get back into the tournament. This is Zahid Adams, your commentator. We'll bring you all the action here from the World Masters Hockey World Cup at Hartley Vale. The South Africans just looking for a little bit more accuracy early on, finding their teammates. The crowd has really gathered here at Hartley Vale for this Netherlands look to launch an early attack, driving towards the circle, creating good space. And it's an early short corner to the Netherlands. That is the power that the Dutch possess. And they have set it up very early and put South Africa under pressure. Shot comes in. It's a good save by the South African goalkeeper, but she's still on the ground when the rebound comes in, and that is an early start for the Dutch. A positive one at that, as they go into an early lead. Desiree Hart in goal for South Africa. She made the save, but she wasn't quick enough to react to the rebound, and that's the worst possible start though in reverse for South Africa, as they now have to chase the game against this all-powerful Dutch outfit. Chance for South Africa. Ball bobbles up in the circle, but the Netherlands, though, they get the free hit. As the Netherlands throw an overhead, they're intercepted by South Africa. So all the team in blue here at the moment, they are looking for their second goal already. But fortunately for South Africa, this one just goes straight. South Africa, once again, just the attack being intercepted, but not legally on this occasion, says the umpire. Netherlands are not afraid to play close passes in front of their circle, as they go once they do it again. But it's intercepted by South Africa. That is an opportunity, but just not legally. And once again, it says the umpire. Ball picked up in the midfield by South Africa. Good chase down the right hand side. Plays the ball into the D. There's a clash of sticks, but the umpire still says long corner. South Africa restart. Germany play the ball across the face of goal. It's a skirmish inside the circle by the South Africans, but the referee says play on. It's been a tough opening for South Africa thus far. The Netherlands not allowing them any space. Unlike the Dutch, who are creating opportunities here down the left-hand side, and look to force a short corner, but referee always play on. But that's exactly what they do, and they do eventually get the short corner, and it will be the Dutch with another opportunity. They already scored from the first one, and they'll be looking to double the lead and really quieten down the South African crowd. They set up the Castles. Strike comes in, and once again the Dutch do manage to get the deflection. This is a sign of a really world-class side. 2 short corners, 2 goals, and that is the strike rate, 100% strike rate by the Dutch. And South Africa have it all to do in this first chuck already, as they are down by 2-0. Good interplay by South Africa, trying to work our way through. Hazlitt on the ball from South Africa. Feet on the edge of the D. South Africa. Dempsey. Looks for Hazlitt. Hazlitt plays the big ball into the circle. Clash of sticks. And the umpire just ruling in favor of the Dutch. It's been a really spectacular start by the Dutch. They've shown their professionalism, their efficiency. 2 short corners, and it's 2 goals. South African ball Down the right hand side. Cleared by Dempsey. The Dutch on the ball right now. Walsh comes back on the field for South Africa. Ball gets played into the circle, but there's no runner. Unfortunately for South Africa to latch onto the pass. It was a good pass, good pace on it, by just not being able to pick up the striker. South Africa looking to launch an attack. They know they're 2 goals down. They need to really build here and try and create those opportunities to get them back in the game. Fortunately though, the Dutch an experienced outfit to set up their defense very well. Intercepted by Charlton. And nothing on this occasion coming from the attack. But South Africa definitely, after the shock of conceding those 2 early goals, finding a bit of rhythm and pinning the Dutch back in their own half. Ball still finds the right half, who goes back to a centre half. It's got a bit of space. Plays it neatly into the middle. Gets the pass back. That's beautiful hockey by the Netherlands. They've really running the South African team ragged here with their slick interpassing. Holland on the ball again. Plays beautifully into the circle and just shows the skill of the Dutch. She just leant onto that one and threw out a reverse stick that almost snuck into the bottom corner of Hart's goal. Dempsey wins the free hit for South Africa. Plays it across. To Bonds, who tries to punt it into the circle, but only manages to find a blue shirt. And just seems like there's a wave of blue shirts all over the park. And it's picked up once again. And this could be opportunities. She finds a little bit of space on the left-hand side. The circle entry's made, and the pass comes back. It's a little punt, and just on this occasion not clinical enough. But that is the Dutch. When they are in position, they do turn its defense into attack very quickly and create opportunities. They are the ones leading by 2-0. 2 short corners, 2 goals, which has put the South African team under pressure. Just shows the coolness and the calmness of the Netherlands there. as I say, that's just a little bit of a mishit, but once they pushed into a corner, they don't panic. They stay calm, and they'll always look for a positive outlet. South Africa have settled after the 2-goal blitz by the Dutch. They still haven't had anything to show for it just yet. They've been a lot more, have gained a lot more territorial advantage, but nothing in that final third to really trouble the Dutch as yet. Could this be an opportunity? South Africa having a free hit on the top of the circle. Ball's played in, and just needed a little bit of a deflection past the goalkeeper, but the Dutch keeper is up to the task. And it's but they remain on the attack, with Charlton coming back onto the park for South Africa. It's just the Dutch who come away with it again. Just thought she'd won the free hit, but the umpire blows it belatedly, and they can launch another attack. The attempted free hit, not at least the drag flick not going according to plan. Van Heerden tries to intercept it, but loses it again to the Dutch. Good skill there by the South Africans as they reclaim possession in the middle of the field. It's played out wide here to Moore. It's a long ball into the heart of the Dutch defense. But as we've said, just not clinical enough at the moment in the final third, as that hooter is the end of the first chukka. The Dutch, who've been dominant, they lead by 2-0 over the host South Africa. See you in a bit.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
There goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people. It's just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
Hartleyvale B. It's a beautiful morning in Cape Town. Chilly breeze though out, but other than that, it's fantastic weather for excellent hockey that's been on display. Intercepted by South Africa. Good hustling by Dempsey. The Dutchess seem to have so much time on the ball, able to find the spaces out wide. Moore looking for the intercept. Only succeeds in giving the feed away as the Netherlands go all the way to the left hand side as they drive towards the D. This occasion South Africa's defense is a lot stronger and they can get away with the free hit. Playing with fire there by South Africa, and they do manage to avert the danger, but they have to defend again. Ball's played out to the right hand side by the Dutch. There's always an attacker waiting deep on the byline. Not able to connect this time as Moore providing pressure on the attacker. Moore finds Dempsey, who turns straight into trouble, but the referee calls them back, the umpire calls them back. Moore looking for the big ball into the middle, and South Africa do put it on the foot via Walsh. Ball aimlessly played out wide here by South Africa, just not able to create any rhythm right now in their play, with the Dutch able to break it up quite easily. It is the Netherlands who push all the way into the circle and create another short corner. And this is where South Africa really have to be at the best. The Dutch have had 2 short corners and they've had 2 goals. So they'll be hoping, South Africans at least in the crowd will be hoping it's not a third. The Dutch emerge from their caucus. They've been clinical at short corner time, and they'll hope to maintain their 100% strike rate. Push comes out, and on this occasion the South African goalkeeper's up to the task. Hart, she's been beaten twice at short corner time. She said it's not going to be third time lucky for the Dutch as she gets the big glove out. So South Africa on the ball through Moore. Leaves it though for the centre backs. And it's just a big ball by South Africa just to relieve the pressure. They've had to contend with another short corner as Casey comes back on the field for South Africa. But that's just managing the game very well at the moment. They know that they got 2-0 up. They're not needing to do anything spectacular. South Africa who are chasing the game and just maintaining their basics, playing the ball around the back, all the way to the left, as you can see. They're trying to lure the South Africans out of their positions. Good running by the Lynx. But the defense of South Africa standing firm, waiting for a mistake by the Dutch, which hasn't quite arrived, with eventually needing to make the tackle as the Dutch look to restart the game. Once again, the Dutch play it all around the back to the right half and back to the centre half. They're very comfortable in knowing that if they do get in a spot of bother, they can find their way out of it quite comfortably. That gives them the confidence to do that as they push towards the ball towards the circle. But it's a good save by Hart, and South Africa have an opportunity to launch an attack on the transition if she manages to hold it in with all the blue shirts remaining up front. But the Dutch overturn possession again, and South Africa letting the ball do the talking as they attempt to make a circle entry, but the Dutch have tracked back and snuffed out the danger. South Africa with this opportunity on the edge of the D, but just not able to turn and position the body to create maximum power, and unfortunately only able to push the ball out wide. There was that's promising for South Africa. They'd like to see more of that, getting into those positions and creating the opportunities, and maybe next time they'll be a little bit more clinical in the execution. Back to Dempsey. Moore's on the ball, and she almost loses out to the Dutch there. Overhead thrown by South Africa, picked up by the blue shirts. As the Dutch just with a little deflection, just asking a bit too much from the attacker there.
I'm happy to support you.
That's fantastic, mate.
I play for Germany.
Yeah, yeah.
Just now.
Yeah.
But I'm Dutch.
No, that's perfect.
So
Wonderful.
I know quite a few of the guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Just so you know.
No, absolutely. What's your name, mate?
Andres.
Andres. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. See you later.
Fresh here, huh?
Very. I'm freezing. Yeah. That's Holland coming across, picking up the ball. That is a unfortunate clash there in the middle of the park as the Dutch restart the game. It's picked up by South Africa. Dutch have a free hit on the right touchline. Good running by the link to pick it up, but it's played out over the byline. That's good interception by the Dutch. They're able to launch an attack as they move towards the D, forcing South Africa to give away the free hit. And it's a desperate clearance by South Africa as the Dutch once again just take control of proceedings. Lots of questions asked by of the South African defence. The Dutch very clinical in the execution, and the South Africans having to defend for all they're worth here. They still trail by 2-0. They'd like to be on the other side of the park, but right now they're just having to contend with this blue wave that keeps on coming. Holland on the ball down the right hand side. Moore tries attempts the interception. Dutch away to take a free hit on the edge of the D. Looking for runners. Played into the circle, just off a deflection of South African stick. They'll come back. The movement of the Dutch attackers, that's the key to their game. Pulling South Africa now, the defenders out of their position. But that's a crucial tackle. She looks up for the support, finds it up front. And there's a host of South Africans behind the ball. Cohen gives it to Moore. But Moore just gives possession once again back to the Dutch. South Africa getting the communication just not in tune there, as two players went for one ball, and just with a bit better communication could have led to a possible chance, but it wasn't to be, and the Dutch are let off the hook. So that's on the ball down the left hand side. Big ball into the circle. There's an opportunity, but the save is made by Hart. South African goalkeeper showing that she's still switched on. She has to be, as the Dutch keep on coming. But South Africa just keep giving the ball back to the blue and white of the Netherlands. Nothing comes from that Dutch attack, and South Africa can breathe a sigh of relief. Good pressure by the South Africans through Baker. The Dutch still don't manage to get the ball away. And that is the halftime whistle here between South Africa and the Netherlands. The hosts trailing by 2-0 with the Dutch in ascendancy. We'll see you in a short bit. We are just awaiting the restart, though. We're not about to get underway yet. Just a few more seconds with the coaches.
Wild.
And we're back again at Hartleyvale for take 2 of the second half. A little bit of an intermission there, but it is the Dutch who now get us underway. They are the ones who are leading by 2-0 and have been in total ascendancy in this encounter, just not giving South Africa much space to breathe as they 2 short corners, and that was all she wrote. It was 2 goals. And that's the clinical efficiency of this very well-drilled Dutch outfit. At all levels, they are a powerhouse in world hockey. And they're showing here at the World Cup Masters in Cape Town that they are equally proficient. South Africa on the ball through Moore. She's worked really hard in that first half, quite industrious, particularly on defense. Would have liked to be a little bit more precise with the passes, but definitely in defense has really been a workhorse for South Africa. That's a really misguided pass from the Dutch. You don't see that very often, and you can see the disappointment on her face. As the Dutch, at least South Africa, look to restart all the way from the back. And that's just what the Dutch pressure does. It forces you into errors, and another unforced one by South Africa there. The Dutch formulating an attack down the going all the way back via their centre halves. Very patient in the way they do this, as they easily skip past the South African defender and just slip it past. Though on this occasion, just a little bit too tight as South Africa pick up, regain position. It's a long ball played, attempted by South Africa, but they will have to do that again via the free hit on the side of the field. Good skill by the Dutch there to get out of a whole heap of trouble. There were 3 South African shirts around her, but she still managed to find an exit. As the Dutch comfortably play the ball around the back. They really have silenced the South African crowd who would come in and hoping to expect a more positive showing than yesterday against the Germans. But it's the Dutch who have the shot, but the umpire calls him back for the free hit just before the ball goes into the back of the net. South Africa making another substitution with Dylan getting back onto the park. Moore, it's a good pass by Moore, finds Harvey. With Baker on the ball, turning and spinning and trying to get away from the blue shirts. Finds a teammate, Cohen. South Africa pushing hard for that D entry, but they are just met with a blue wall on each occasion. As South Africa throw in Van der Heijden onto the park, just show up this right side of the defense. The Dutch still leading by 2 goals to 0 through 2 first half penalty corners, and haven't really looked in danger of instead they have an opportunity to increase their lead, and that's exactly what they do through a fantastic strike, and it's 3-0 to the Dutch. Really is a long way back for South Africa now. They would have been wanting to be the side that scores first in the second half, just to put a bit of pressure on the Dutch. But the Netherlands, they extend their lead with a 3rd goal, and it's just been like popping a balloon here at Hartley Vale as the South African crowd goes silent as the Dutch just entrench their dominance in this clash. But this could be an opportunity for South Africa, and they forced a short corner, much to the delight of the home fans here. And this is the response that's required by the South Africans if they are going to remain in the contest. South Africa set up 2 castles. Gets pushed out. Lovely slap back. They're looking for the deflection. She probably had more time than she realized, and instead of going for the deflection, could have had a full-blown shot. But I don't touch this stuff. This is my only button. And Was he there by you? Hey bro, and I'll send that well. Yeah. In this last period, just seems the third goal has galvanized them to push a little bit hard up front. That's good work there. It's hugely congested in the midfield, but Baker does well to get the free hit for South Africa. Ball gets played into the circle, and South Africa do win. They thought they had the short corner, but the umpire played advantage, which forced the save from the Dutch keeper. Ball gets played in, and there was a clear-cut chance for South Africa, and they could be left to rue that opportunity, because all it needed was a slight deflection, and could have been 3-2 or at least 3-1. The Netherlands on the ball in the middle of the park, going down the left-hand side. This occasion, it's intercepted by South Africa. It's Baker on the ball. She shows good strength. Adele battling centre forward. Good work by Dempsey, just keeping the momentum going. Van Heerden on the ball for South Africa. Throws it down the line, trying to find Baker, but instead it's the Dutch who pick it up. And Cohen who hassles, followed by Baker, and Cohen picks it up. That's a bit of stick collision there, and South Africa will have the put in with Baker, who just gives it away to the Netherlands, and has put South Africa under pressure again, and runs all the way to the DE, and wins the free hit just on the edge of the circle. And that is what's just puts South Africa under pressure all the time. Just turning over possession too easily, and Moore comes back onto the park to just provide a little bit more stability for South Africa at the back. Good skill work there by South Africa, the heart battling away in the midfield. Van Heerden not picking up that pass cleanly. cleared by South Africa, more in hope than anything else. It's a strong blow there, and the umpires got no hesitation to pull out a green card. So the Netherlands will be reduced to 10 ladies, and South Africa, this could be their chance with the extra advantage player. It's a good attack down the right, but the Dutch just really strong and firm in their tackles. An overhead thrown by the Dutch, and that's what pressure does. South Africa just set up nicely at that free hit. Van Heerden on the ball. This is back to Walsh. Comes back to Dodd. Van Heerden plays it inside, but it's picked up cleanly by the Netherlands. The Dutch they really dominant in that midfield, where they close up the spaces very quickly and forcing South Africa to play river balls instead of working it through the links and through the channels. Taken forward by South Africa, more on the ball in a unfamiliar attacking position, usually much further back. Once again, even with 10, the Dutch do find a way, and Dodds who tries to clear. Ball smashed into the Dutch half, and the appeals from the locals here wanting a short corner, but it's not to be. It's a mistake by Dodds that gives the ball to the Netherlands. Creates a one-on-one situation for Netherlands, and it is a short corner. And it's those little errors that when you're under pressure that creep into the game, and it's just given Netherlands another opportunity with the short corner being the last play of this third chukka. Just await the South African defense to set up. Comes out, and the first shot just a little bit too high, which brings the end to the third chukka as the Netherlands remain in supreme control of this game at 3-0 over South Africa. We're back here for the final chukka of the South Africa-Netherlands World Cup Masters clash. And it's the South Africans who trail by 3-0. And would love to give their supporters at least something to cheer about with their consolation goal as they look to launch an attack here. But as happened throughout the contest, they are met by a blue wall that's just unwilling to be breached. It's been a positive display by South Africa. They've really given it the all and ran hard, but just the experience and the class of the Dutch just being the overlying factor here. They set up really nicely in defense, they stay calm when in possession, and they don't create errors at the back, and basically just taking care of what needs to be done without any fancy stuff, as they say. Lots of experience in this Dutch side, no doubt. Having a lot of these ladies would have played big tournaments throughout their career, and they've just brought that here to the World Cup and just managed the game very well. South Africa, though, they lost to Germany 2-0 yesterday, and trailing now by 3 goals to the Dutch. So they've got lots to do in the remainder of this tournament. A rare occasion where a Dutch attack just breaks down. Not finding a teammate hasn't been the norm for the day. Generally a blue shirt does find a blue shirt, but they'll have to restart this one. Dutch launching an attack down the right hand side. It's cleared by South Africa. Finds a teammate who has a high-lying striker if she's able to look up. But the Netherlands defenders just rush back and just snuff out that danger very easily. That's a terrible tackle there by Bonds, and she immediately realizes it's Dodd and puts her hand up in apologies as Cohen comes back onto the field for South Africa. The Dutch not rushing things here. They know that they've got the game in control. It's 3-0 up to them. It's all South Africa needing to do all the hard work, and they also do know that once they are in possession, that's when they just turn up the ante and create a bit of impetus, and immediately South Africa on defense again. That's good work by South Africa down the right-hand touchline, but it's intercepted once again by the Netherlands, who look for a bit of space down the left-hand side. The central back of the Netherlands, she's been outstanding, whether it's in defense or launch attacks from the back. Lovely overhead thrown by the Netherlands, but just not being able to be picked up. And it's the vision of the Dutch that has really impressed us here. They don't ever seem to be under pressure, even though when confronted by a bevy of white South African shirts, they look up and always seem to find a teammate. Ball's played into the D, but illegally. And not much goalmouth action here in this final chukka, as the Netherlands are just looking to play out the clock, and South Africa not having the space really to launch any attacks of their own. South Africa on the ball here. Just not able to still find a rhythm here in the fourth chukka. Played into the circle. It's on the edge of the D, and that is with the ease and the calmness that they've been doing everything throughout the day. They had a fourth goal just with a little bit of a deflection, and that's how easy they have shown to carve open the South African defense. There was not much fuss in it. The little ball played into the circle and small little bit of a deflection, and it's 4-0 to the Netherlands. It is the Netherlands who are now looking to make it 5, which would be a real pity for South Africa if they do, because South Africa have run hard, they've given it all, and to be on the receiving end of a 5-0, it's not always ideal, and that's what they will be looking to avoid as the Dutch try and formulate another attack. South Africa just haven't been able to put together the passes in the critical areas of the field. As we see there, just not able to link up with the striker. That's been due to the organization of the Dutch defense. Good work by the Dutch, finding the high-lying striker, trying to force an entry, a circle entry, in the hope of the gaining the 5th goal. That would really be a killer blow to South Africa. Overhead thrown into the circle, and was dealt with initially quite well, but not the second time around. Taken quickly by the Dutch. Once again, the big ball intercepted by the Dutch. Just so many options. Whenever a lady in the blue picks it up, she can either look right or left, in front of her, behind her, and there will be a teammate in a position to take a pass. Where South Africa have been forced to rush it a little bit, and that often leads to the balls going astray. That's a rare pass that just loses direction there by the Dutch centre half. South Africa's still got a few games remaining this week, and they're needing to put these two defeats behind them. The Germans and the Dutch are powerhouses of world hockey, and just need to regather themselves. It's been a tough baptism early up for the over 45s of South Africa at this World Masters Hockey Cup, and just maybe go away and regather their thoughts and work out how are they going to get back into the tournament, having played arguably the two better sides already. It's a good ball there. Try to be played in, and it'll be a long corner for South Africa, as Van Heerden does her best to keep the South African flag flying high, despite being 4-0 down already. All this crowd wants is just one goal from the South Africans, and the Dutch are wisely, though, they're not giving away any free gifts. Not Christmas just yet. Well kept in there. Once again, just finds a teammate in the middle of the park. And all the space here, the superior fitness of the Dutch showing through towards the latter stages of this contest. South Africa reintroduced Casey onto the park. Idea just checking where exactly the umpire wants the hit to be taken. The Dutch are so good at just forming little triangles to keep and maintain possession, but pass and just a little bit too powerful on this occasion. As South Africa launch an attack and will have the free hit from outside the deflection. That's a clash of sticks there. South Africa take it forward. Just not able to create those clear-cut chances that will result in a goal. So they still await the opening goal of this World Cup as it's swept up by the Netherlands. Free on the top of the D. But that's the deflection for South Africa. But just not able to have that, get that final touch. And that is the final whistle here between South Africa and Holland. The Dutch completely overwhelming the hosts, 4-0. And we'll see you in a bit for the next game.
We are fascinated by the mindsets and the habits that make individuals and teams perform at another level. Let us be your thought partners and transformational coaches. Are you part of a team and you are wanting to gain insight into what ingredients need to be in the mix to take your team to a whole new level of performance? Partner with us. We want to be your transformational coaches.